But what I want to do is jump to Tim Ferriss, because he has a great quote in his book, The 4-Hour Workweek. Whether you like that book or not, I agree with this statement. He says, quote, "I have found that a price range of $50 to $200 per sale provides the most profit for the least customer service hassle." I have found that to be a beautiful sweet spot for online courses. It's expensive enough that you're going to only attract good customers. If you play in the $20 course price range, the $15 course price range, the $30 course price range, you're going to attract $15, $20, $30 people. Anecdotally, from my experience, when I had, because I did used to have some mini courses that I launched for $17, those were the people that complained the most, wanted refunds the most, and never took action. But I found when you got people over the $50 hump, those people refund less, complain less, take action more. So I think his whole point is the higher you price, the better quality customer you get. But if you go too high, it's hard for people to afford. So he is saying between $50 and $200 is like a sweet spot where it's high enough that you're going to attract quality people who realize, I spent $100, I spent $50, I spent $200, I'm going to take this seriously. But $50 to $200, you don't really have to sit down and usually consult with your spouse or really look through your budget to see if you can afford it. We buy stuff in the $50 to $200 range all the time with little thought. So it's still quick on the draw. I think you can make a lot of sales because people say, that looks good. I want that. I'm going to buy it. I'm pretty sure I can afford it. Right. So I think there's some wisdom there to having that sweet spot. So keeping that in mind, here's my pricing framework for online courses. And then I have a couple of notes for you that I think might be helpful to round this out. Very simple. Mini courses, 2 to 3 hours of content max, sometimes less than 2 hours. This is really short, very focused on one specific thing. It's not all encompassing. You're teaching one specific little thing, and you're zeroing in on it. So it's real brief, to the point. Might have, one downloadable worksheet for the whole mini course for action steps, because it's not very long, but it gets people a quick win. It gets them to take action. And it's, again, about a niche topic, maybe within your topic. Typically, these should sell for $47 to $97. It's a great range, right? Most mini courses are going to be in that $47 price range. You can sell those all day long. Depending on the subject matter, and we'll get into this in a second, you could charge up to $97 for a mini course, and they'll crush because it's so specific. People know exactly what they're going to learn. They're not overwhelmed. They know it won't take long. They're going to get that result. They want that thing, and they're willing to shell out $45, $50 to $100, right? Mini courses, $47 to $97. Online courses, just good old-fashioned flagship, your main online courses, which is typically going to have 4+ hours worth of content, although length isn't what defines a course's worth, but it's somewhat of a benchmark for you and I as course creators. Price range ideally for these are between $97 and $497. That range is amazing. Again, a lot of courses are going to live in the $97 to $197 range, and you could sell those all day long. Depending on the subject matter, you can easily get to $297, $397, even $497 with little effort. You can sell courses from what I'm calling premium courses, anywhere from $497 to $2,000. There are courses that sell for $1,000, $1,500, $2,000, $5,000, all over the place. But there's a couple of caveats to selling courses like this. Typically, when you're seeing someone sell a course at the $2,000 price range, they're a big name because they're so well known. People are going to want to learn from them. And it's almost like the price of admission to learn from them and to get their course. Also, typically, not always, these people are in a niche where they're teaching you how to start a business or make money. That doesn't mean you can't sell a hobby course for more than $500 or $1,000 or $1,500 or $2,000. You totally can. But a few things to keep in mind. One, you're likely going to need a webinar to sell this. Very hard, not impossible, but very hard to sell anything over $500 in just an email to a sales page. There's not a lot of connection. A webinar does two things. A good webinar should do two things. It should provide immense value to the person. So they've come on a live training with you. They've got a ton of value, so they know that you're credible. But then there's that live element. They're there to ask questions. They're there learning from you. There's this euphoria of like, I'm on the call with so-and-so. This is awesome. So when the pitch comes at the end of the webinar, you have more buy-in. And so you're more likely to say, yeah, I want this because I want to work more with this person, get more from this person, because it's not just I'm looking at someone's stuff through the glass window. Do I want to buy that thing on the shelf? It's you're hanging out with a person and they're pitching you directly in a way.